me try that again. Okay, there we go. Good evening, everyone. We'll start our meeting here. We'll start off with a roll call. We have everybody present except for Mr. Armbruster. We have before you the minutes of our last meeting. I would like to make one correction. Change on it back in the adjournment section. Mr. Newsome stated, all in favor say aye. It was done incorrectly. And with that change, do we have a motion to accept the minutes?
I move to accept.
Do we have a second?
Yeah, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried.
Sure. Tonight you have a request for a variance to reduce the rear yard setback for the location of 3879 Shearborn Drive. And we have Megan Bessie, who's on staff with PDS, who's going to provide a staff report. Turn your mic on, please. Thank you.
Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay. Are there any conflicts of interest? No. Okay. Were there any site visits? Okay, and then prior to the mic being turned on, KRS 100, we notified properly. Thank you. So thank you. For the record, my name is Megan Bessie, and I am with PDS. This is the staff report presentation and the submitted materials. So as the chair stated, this is a variance request for a rear yard setback for a proposed pool in the RCVS zone. The applicant proposes to construct a pool with a rear yard setback of 17 feet where 25 feet is required. The site in question is approximately 0.23 acres, and it's currently occupied by a single-family home. The surrounding area consists mostly of single-family residential dwellings. It's currently zoned RCVS, which is single-family, and the required setback, again, is 25 feet in the rear. The surrounding land uses are predominantly single-family uses. This is a photo that I took as a site visit, just to show you what the site looks like from the front. And this is the submitted site plan. The original site plan that was submitted did not indicate the proper pool measurements. That current one has been submitted in the packet. The site plan was submitted after the staff reports were sent, and I have provided that copy to you. So the submitted site plan shows the construction of the 16 by 32 in-ground pool. It will have an electric cover for safety. The rear yard setback of 17 feet is what is being proposed, where 25 feet is the requirement. An existing 48-inch tall split rail fence with the black mesh will be brought up to the building code. And the arborvitaes you can see line the property for privacy in the green. This is another photo that the applicant shared to show the split rail fence with the black mesh. And according to section 4.05, pools and related equipment are only permitted in the rear yard and may not be located within any required setback. Also, pools must meet the enclosure and gate requirements of the building code. And in this case, again, the required setback is 25 feet. So KRS 100 states that before any variance is granted, the board must find that the variance will not adversely affect public health, safety, or welfare, will not alter the character, will not cause a hazard, and will not allow an unreasonable circumvention to the code. And in making these findings, the board shall consider, are there special circumstances? And in this case, yes. Staff finds the requested variance does arise from special circumstances. The subject lot is approximately 10,200 square feet, whereas the remaining lots on the same street are approximately 12,000 square feet. Therefore, the rear yard of the lot in question is much shallower than those in the general vicinity. And would it restrict the, would the strict application of the provisions of the regulation deprive the applicant of reasonable use of their land? And in this case, yes. Staff finds that the strict application would deprive the applicant the reasonable use of their land because the special circumstance that I had just mentioned, and the property would not practicably be able to contain an in-ground pool in the rear yard. And lastly, are the circumstances the result of the actions of the applicant? And in this case, no. The applicant identified the need for the variance during the normal permitting process. So staff recommendation is favorable. Favorable for the variance request. And the basis is that the variance will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare. It will not alter the character of the vicinity. It will not cause a hazard or a nuisance, and it will not allow an unreasonable circumvention. An 8-foot variance request from 25 feet to 17 feet is not unreasonable. Are there any questions? Thank you.
It's a good evening. Yeah, I've never done one of these before, so by all means, open to answer questions, explain kind of our. Yeah, so my name's Matt Mayfield, it's my wife Erin, and we are the residents of 3879 Sherborne Drive.
And I think we pretty well understand the reason for your request.
Yes, sir.
I don't think there's a lot of explanation required, unless you want to add anything to that.
No, sir. There's a couple things we're tracking specifically with the bringing the fence into code. We've got to swap out that mesh. It currently doesn't meet building code. The specific holes are wider than they should be, so we will swap that out, and we are tracking flipping the hinges on the 2 gates to put on self-closing hinges, because that's also required for safety purposes.
Our business here is just with the setback. So
Okay.
anyone have any questions? Someone like to make a recommendation? Motion?
Yep. Regarding BOA 2301-0004, I make a motion to approve the zone variance request regarding the rear yard setback from 25 feet as requested to 17 feet for reasons stated by and supported by staff.
Aye.
A roll call vote?
Yes.
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 Motion carried.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
We have
Yes, we discussed last time whether or not you would actually need that position. And I did go back and look through the KRS, and it does state that you should name a secretary. According to your bylaws, it can be someone from within the, within the board or someone who's not. Either way, staff will continue to do the minutes and support you with the admin responsibilities. Right. Okay. Very good. So the bylaws changes, I sent you all a draft markup of some of the things we talked about removing. And then if we want to move forward with actually taking action, if you want to move forward with taking action on this, it would need to be noticed in the legal ad that you're going to change your bylaws. So if you're ready to do that for the next meeting, which we are going to have a March meeting, by the way, we could have PDS notice that you're going to make changes to your bylaws. If you have additional things you want to discuss, we can do that now as well. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and notice for the bylaw changes. Okay.
I think in the draft that we have, the only thing that I see is on the first page, since we have to keep a secretary, we have it crossed out. We need to
Yeah.
uncross that, yeah.
Good point. Yeah, I just saw that as well. That was when I had started making that change, so thank you. All right, we'll put that back in, remove the underlined and remove the strike through on that. Okay. I will ask PDS to notice those bylaw changes for the next meeting. And we do have a request for a conditional use for a short-term rental operation, which is a conditional use within the zoning for next time. So that'll be a different kind of a request. Yeah. Yes. Yes, so the old zoning ordinance did not permit any type of short-term rental. The new zoning ordinance has it as a conditional use in certain areas. All different ways, yeah. Every city is kind of treating it differently, yeah. Oh, I do have one more thing. Sorry, you just adjourned. I want to present Mr. Conley with a 25-year service pin for 25 years of service. Sorry, I had that on my staff comments, but yeah. Yes, 25 years. Congratulations, and thank you. Yeah. So, and I have a 5-year pin for Mr. Armbruster when he's back at the next meeting. March 27th. Yeah. Will you be back with us, Megan, next month? Okay. I think it just came in today.